beautiful people, welcome to yet another awesome episode of The Spotlight. I am your host, Becky. So me today is one of Sierra Leone's top showbiz promoter and event manager. So guys, let's welcome to The Spotlight, Jasper Patrick Sembie, aka the Mastermind. Welcome to The Spotlight, darling.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Femi never. I'm the best and the vision is so clear. Femi never. Feminine era. This is my era. Femi never. I'm the best and the vision is so clear. Femi never. Feminine era. This is my era.
So since school days, you've been doing staging shows, especially the Prince William show. So are you Prince William?
Yes, I am a proud Prince William. I attended Prince of Wales Senior Secondary School.
Wow.
JSS, I attended St. Edward Secondary School. So I've been along the King Tom area for a while.
Wow. Okay, so you've been doing this show, staging sport nights, and even the first rap battle at Fairbanks College. So what brought you into this field, and what are your experiences?
Well, I've always been interested in youth empowerment, and as we both know, the form of art that cuts across almost every youth in Sierra Leone, even more than football, is music. Music cuts across the hearts and minds of the youth across the country, probably across the world. So I've always thought of using music as a form of bringing self-consciousness and awareness to the youth. So since a young age, I've been involved in showbiz, show promotion, artist management. And to answer your question, when I was in Prince of Wales, I had a friend called Mohammed M. Saw. He's a lawyer now. He also does shows up to this day. We both were members of Prince Williams, which is an inter-secondary school club between FSSG and Prince of Wales. We started by doing sport nights at FSSG and at Prince of Wales. We actually seized the sport night show from our PhD department at SS4. And for 3 years in a row, we organized the sport night. And every show we've produced since then was thematic. And the theme was always around youth empowerment.
Okay. So do you rap?
I can rap, but I'm not a rapper. I'd rather manage rappers.
I see you picture. I see all the reasons I know I'm for miss you. I see what you've been through. But baby, no stress, you not bomb like a missile. I see that figure eight. I see why that bob always sack you, they frustrate. But you know they relate. You dey other level, the way you they operate. When you pass now the city, all man they call it, you looking so pretty. Show say you pack and but show them titty.
Staging such shows means making critical decisions. So how do you manage your decisions?
I organize events and basically everything in my life based on Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law states what can go wrong will go wrong. Okay. So I believe in creating buffers, creating redundancies, having backups and plan Bs, plan Cs, all the way down to considering what can go wrong. So I've always made sure I had a good team around me, and I've always made sure I had redundancies. The musical set has to be duplicated. There has to be a backup set. There has to be a backup stage manager, a backup DJ. And I've also made sure I was very hands-on in every show I've managed. I am a control freak when it comes to organizing events because I have a lot at stake. I mostly invest in my shows personally, so I have a lot at stake. I have skin in the game, so when I want something done, I lead in making sure it's available on the event venue on time, and I make sure that the people I work with are motivated and they're happy and they all have skin in the game. They all have something to lose if the show doesn't come out well. So yeah, I think for me, that's the key to putting up great events. The key is making sure your team is strong and making sure you have redundancies, you have backups of everything that can go wrong.
Okay. Yeah. And in 2016, you staged the biggest show, that is the New School on Court, if I'm correct, showcasing the hottest new artists in Sierra Leone at that time. Yeah. So what brought about the idea, and tell us about the secret to that success?
Okay, so the theme for that show was promoting education through entertainment.
Okay.
The idea behind that event was I took a look at the entire music industry in Sierra Leone at that time. But mind you, before then I had managed probably the biggest Sierra Leonean musician of all time, Cal Dinero.
Always meditate, puff, puff, pass. Make sure you hear the king, drink gold too special. The time peanut medicine. Pass the Dutch on the left hand side. Pass the olive on the left hand side. Check me out though. The Nero still focus. Shout out to the green leaf smokers. We get high to the green leaf chokers.
And there was a new wave of prolific, highly talented musicians coming up. Drizzlick, Cracktused and Samza, Empress P, Prodigy, and the likes. So I took a look at them from a bird's eye view, and I saw that these guys are talented, but their music were fragmented. Their reach wasn't really spread out across the country. People only knew them within private secondary schools, within Freetown and certain circles. So I wanted to put up a show that would showcase their talent and break them out of the box. So New School Uncut was an idea that I brought up, and it was well executed. I'm really, really proud of it. The show was sold out.
What was one of the biggest then?
I wouldn't say the biggest. It was, what I'm proud of is the quality of the show. The quality of the show was top notch. Nothing, absolutely nothing went wrong. Again, this brings us back to having redundancies in events. The show was flawless, and that's what I'm most proud of. So that's the idea. The idea has always been to break out the newest and hottest artists in the country. That was in 2016. I haven't done any other New School Uncut since then because there hasn't been much new music coming out. They're actually still the hottest guys around. Yeah.
You kind know we gon' kill this, man. I met this baby now this spot, see, yeah? She's so beautiful and sexy, yeah?
So apart from New School Uncut, which other shows have you staged?
Well, Mastermind Group, which is my promotion company, is a consortium. Okay. So there's Mastermind, which there's a part of it which I manage, which is the music and musical performing arts, and there's another part of which my friend Mohammed Sow, the same one I went to school with.
Yeah, the lawyer.
The lawyer, yeah. So he does stand-up comedy. He has been doing a series of stand-up comedy shows, live stand-up comedy shows. The most prominent of which was the one he did during the elections period, which he promoted national cohesion and non-violence. It was held at Miata Conference and it was a sold-out show. He has done 2 shows since then, so his show is my show. We're all in the same umbrella body. I've been focused on promoting youth empowerment through other ways, which I'm sure we'll talk about later on.
Yeah. So when should we expect New School Uncut?
New School Uncut is demand-based. When we see a new wave of young musicians coming up who are really promising, who are talented, and who are hungry, there will be another New School Uncut.
But you know there are some, if only you go out and look out for them, or, you know, just create that platform and tell them that, hey, we have this, so if you're talented in this area, you can come on board. Sure.
So what's made the first 6 that I presented in 2016, what's made them really attractive and what's made that bunch of artists make business sense was not just their music, but the hunger that they came with into the industry. They were hungry, and their music grew organically. These guys didn't have massive promotion deals or budgets. They walked around with their CDs, they shared their songs to clubs, bars, and their music grew organically. So the hunger was there, and they had already built up their own fan bases, you see? So as a businessman, as a music lover, it's easier for me to say, okay, I'm going to choose a bunch of musicians who have a wave now and do a show for them. But as a businessman, I need to make sure that the venue is sold out and that I make a profit, which is not really why I'm in the business for, but I don't want to make a loss either.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So along the line, most showbiz promoters tend to manage artists, or are you managing anyone?
I am not managing any artist full-time currently. I provide advisory services to...
But you've managed some before?
Yes, I have managed some before. I was a long-time manager of Caldinero.
Okay.
I have a few business management deal with Shadow Boxer, who you've had on this show.
Yeah.
He's a very good friend of mine.
Yeah, very nice.
He's probably the greatest musician in Sierra Leone right now.
Arguably.
Arguably.
Yes.
He's a super talented guy. Yeah, so we have some business going on. I do manage a few aspects of some Sierra Leonean artists, but I choose not to say. Yeah.
Okay. So are you working on anything at the moment?
Yes, I am. I've been working on a musical drama with a few young poets and writers. They're about 11, and we're doing some great stuff. It's going to be really, really nice. As you know, way back in Sierra Leone, growing up, we had proper drama groups, what we call concerts.
Yeah.
You know, Meata Conference, City Hall, there were concerts everywhere, Kailondo Theatre, all those Muslim Jama theatres. We used to go and watch those performances live. They were very good. They had moral lessons which they taught. But over time, we've lost that culture of drama. We are more into music now. And with the increase of movies, the Nollywood movies, the Filipino movies, Hollywood movies, we're more exposed, we're more inclined to watch movies than go see live drama. It's so powerful watching acting on stage live. It's different from watching it on screen. We are trying to bring that back, but with a touch of class. We are trying to bring back drama, not as it was done before, but drama that adapts to the current wave of things. Drama that appeals to the youth. Drama through which we can tell a story and give moral lessons. So that's what I've been working on. Sometime in 2017, I attempted to put up a show with Raymond Sousa George, who is one of the most celebrated dramatists in the country. That didn't come through because, of course, as you know, he's now a minister. Yes. So he had other pursuits. But we're still working on something with him and a few other young guys that I'm managing right now.
Okay, let's go for a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna have some bits and pieces. Welcome back, guys. Amanda will now pick the bits and pieces in the entertainment world. Don't go away, because I will be right back.
Hey guys, I'm back again with bits and pieces for this week, and I am Amanda. So recently, the F-word challenge was dropped by Kiss Daniel from Nigeria, and now it has become trendy all over.
Now you dey cheat, now me dey beg. Make una check out my banje.
Well, the idea behind this challenge was to give a damn to whatever or whosoever. That was what they wanted it to be like. Now this challenge has found its way to Sierra Leone.
Now me they beat, now me they dance, fool. I no ever see me kindly. Me school fee all now waste. Now me see them before the class, fool. Like I no ever see you kindly.
But my problem is, the challenge is now becoming a serious challenge, and it has created a fuss everywhere, especially on social media. Does it really make sense for us to go down that lane and create chaos in the industry? I actually don't think so, but you can send in your views and comments on our Facebook page and follow up this conversation at iPro Multimedia.
Play you pop color. Let we pop color. Party man, grab play you pop color. TGIF, as long as I'm alive, this a monster for pop color. Ele cannot get to the trust. Texas games night on a Sunday, then I must. Sierra Lights House on a Friday, and I must. Give me a
Ben 10 over 10. All of you lovers of Drizzlick, he'll be celebrating his birthday at Scarlet Lounge, and this would be the VIP edition of this Chikublai. Well, Pastor Memuna Takabia, a gospel traditional language singer, is organizing a cultural praise festival called Buhuna Masalana, which means praise God in Limba. Now it's football. So last week we enjoyed one of the most anticipated football match in Freetown between FC Calone and Eastern Lions. The stadium was jam-packed and you could actually see the love and passion people have for football. Despite all the drama from the big one day inside football business, all people want to see is football play. So let us hope for oneness in the football industry and go out and support your team. I am Amanda and I have been picking up the bits and pieces for this week. Our pick of this week is the spectacular free kick goal scored by Twin against FC Cologne. Stay glued to the Spotlight Show. Ciao!
Many thanks, Amanda, for the bits and pieces in the entertainment industry. Don't forget to keep up with the Spotlight if you want more interesting stuff. Still with me here is the mastermind himself, Jasper Patrick Sembie.
Yes.
So what is your profession, by the way?
I'm a risk manager. I currently work in the public health sector. I provide technical support to the government of Sierra Leone, Ministry of Health. So basically what I do is I create models for the Ministry of Health. We model the distribution of healthcare workers across the country and project that over 40 years. So the government would know over time what cadre of health workers they should train and send to geographical areas and facilities across the country. It's kind of easier when you're not a full-time events manager, because then I have the leeway and the luxury to do shows how and when I like. I choose when I do my shows, and I gather my team when it's time to do a show, so it's not really difficult.
Okay, so being an events manager and a show-based promoter comes with a huge tax. So what are the challenges?
It's not quite challenging for me because I have a proper calendar which I set for myself. I do shows how and when I like, how and when I feel like. For example, the New School on Court was, the last one was in 2016.
Yeah.
It's what, 4 years now?
Yes.
It's easy for me because I have a well-planned calendar. I'm mostly engaged in my work. I'm dedicated to my work. I'm dedicated to supporting the government in my day-to-day job. But I also am very much passionate about youth empowerment, which is actually why I do showbiz, why I'm into artist management, why I'm into promoting artists and doing shows. It's not really about the showbiz itself, it's about the themes that I bring up. So that's it.
But you've been in the business for years now. So how do you view events managing and showbiz promotion in Sierra Leone?
Well, I must start by sending a big shout out to all show promoters in Sierra Leone. They put a lot of hard work behind every show you attend. It's hard work, especially in a country where the resources are not always there and funding is not always there. And also I thank the sponsors, the telecom companies and all the banks, all the companies that sponsor shows and events in this country. The challenges in showbiz, in promoting events in this country, are enormous. One thing that comes to mind is time management. Our culture, we're very laid back people. You put up a show for 8 p.m, that's when the average Joe is at home, waking up, getting ready to have a bath, to come. Exactly.
Black time.
So we have an issue of time management. People don't show up to shows early. And the show promoters cannot start a show when there are only a few people in the audience. So it's a back and forth. It's a two-way street. That's one. Secondly is funding, as I mentioned earlier. There aren't enough sponsors to put money into shows, into events, even events that make sense, events that promote a cause. It's difficult to find sponsorships for those. Most corporations in this country don't take seriously the promotion of certain causes that are done through showbiz or through events. If you put up, for example, a show that promotes the welfare of disabled people, it may surprise you how difficult it will be to raise funds for such a show. But it's such a laudable venture, right? It's such a good cause. But we still face those challenges.
So how do you view the music industry in Sierra Leone, especially in its current trend?
I'm very much inclined to say I admire the new school artists. By new school, I mean this generation of musicians.
Ben 10 over 10. Are you ready now? Okay, let's go. Men 10. Fine, baby them. Let me go. Only fine, baby them.
It's Classic Clef Production.
Check this. Now Friday don't cancel. Waiting that mean, Tem don't reach for pop collar. I thank God for my life. As long as I'm alive, it's a must for pop collar. All me items they don't sell.
These guys are not just talented, but they also have their wits about them. They go to colleges or to school. Some of them are graduates.
Yeah.
You know, Prodigy is a lawyer.
Wow.
Drizzlick is a super talented guy. He's super intelligent. He expresses, you know. So this is a difference between the new school artists and the old school artists. I don't want to, you know, I'm not throw dirt on the old school artists, but music before now was considered a profession for dropouts, a profession for guys who couldn't do anything else in society. But now we see people in universities, like Twist and Sams are graduated with degrees in business. You know, these are all guys who have they're well-rounded individuals, as I like to call them. They are serious in their academics and professional lives, but they're also serious in the music business. I think this speaks to our very being as human beings, our very nature, wanting to please people in this culture, wanting to settle for less, not having the courage to pursue your dreams. If you are a college student, if you are a graduate, but you can sing, you can pursue a career or a sub-career in singing. So this is one aspect that I really appreciate from the new school artists. And I think they're sending a message to the youth that will live on over the course of time.
So Jasper,
but to answer your question, how I see the music industry now, I think we're at a crossroad. The production of music has improved a lot. We now see well-produced music. If we listen to albums, to old albums in the early 2000s up to 2004, albums by Bodyguard Studios, Paradise Studios, and even artists who are based overseas, Caldonero, Superior, Super Large. If you compare their production to the production that we get nowadays, the difference is vastly improved.
But people will say that those artists are even better than these guys that are new school artists. People tend to be more happier when they listen to those music than these songs. So what do you have to say about that?
I think it's a conflict between what psychologists call neomania versus nostalgia. So nostalgia is an addiction to the past, right? To things that remind you of the past. Neomania is an inclination to appreciate new things. So if you have an appreciation for new things, mind you, the new school artists built from the old school artists. I wouldn't say the old is better than the new. I wouldn't say that, because there are different layers of complexity. Before now, rappers, for example, like Caldonero, like Super Large, they were very lyrical with the music. You have to actually listen and make sense out of it. Well, some of the music. But now, it's even a global trend to not be too lyrical, but to make hit songs, to make party songs, songs that people can dance to, happy music. Nobody wants to listen to technical rap or technical rhyme schemes. People just want to dance. So lyrics-wise, I wouldn't say the old is better than the new, but I would say the old was more complex than the new. Well, that again is demand-based. People had appreciation for lyrics. Now they have appreciation for the music as a whole, the production, how it sounds, how it makes you feel. So when Drizzlick says the mami money for Komot, that's it's a thematic song. It's a everyday slogan.
Every morning I'm up on my mission. I never go sleep on my vision. Music is not just something that I do on a weekly occasion. So don't be surprised if I step up the stage while the fans are on stand innovation. Watch, party, not up on business, please. Don't take it personal. If DJ Rampage is still functional, leaving him on the deck is not optional. I want for put on me Benny and Kenan are playing for go international. So push gonna corner when you see me coming. Sign up precaution, this is professional. I know they can't go me market na us. The mommy in money for come up.
So Jasper, the other thing people don't know about you is that you're a spoken word poet, and you've won awards for that in the UK where you've stayed. So tell us about that side of you and of course the accolades.
Yes. I see you've been doing your homework, huh?
Yes.
I have been doing poetry for a while, actually, and I've won 4 awards.
Wow.
3 in the UK, and one was, well, it's an international award.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, one was by a Pan-African anonymous Pan-African organization in the UK, for a poem called What Makes You an African. It's on YouTube, check it out.
Yeah.
The other was a poem commissioned by the National AIDS Secretariat here in Sierra Leone. It's called Alex. It's a tribute to a friend of mine who died of AIDS many years ago. And I have another poem which was dedicated to the medics who died fighting Ebola.
Yeah.
That's also up online. And I also won an award. It's called the Sierra Leone Excellence Award in the UK in 2014. Now, on poetry proper, I love poetry. I believe poetry is the most beautiful form of performing arts. And I think it should be promoted more in schools and colleges here in Sierra Leone. But I'm very excited about the plans that this government is putting through now. The new direction is really doing great with focusing on the youth. The Minister of Youth Affairs is actually doing great. I've been following closely with engaged curiosity, trying to map out what the welfare of youth would be over time. And it's quite promising now. But I must say we are in a serious situation and the youth need help, which is what we do on the showbiz side at Mastermind Group. We use showbiz, we use events to promote youth empowerment, education to entertainment through the music, and we also use stand-up comedy to promote national cohesion. Yeah.
Well, we do hope to see a better future for young people in Sierra Leone, of course. Well, we'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, Jasper and I are going to play an interesting game. Don't go away, because I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Still on the spotlight with me here is Jasper Patrick Sembie, a showbiz promoter and an event manager. So now we're going to play an interesting game, and that's Turn on the Spot.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
No cheating, no lying.
No cheating, no lying.
Okay. Question 1.
Yes.
If your life was a movie, what movie would it be?
Shawshank Redemption.
Excuse me?
Shawshank Redemption.
What movie is that?
It's a movie about courage. It's an escape movie, a prison escape movie.
Shawshank.
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank.
Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. Question 2. If you could write one law that everyone should follow, what would that law be?
I would write a law that would make computer programming and coding a compulsory subject in every school and every college in the country. Okay,
that's cool. That's a good law, I guess. Question 3. What would you say is your proudest moment as a showbiz promoter and an event manager?
Fortunately, I live these proud moments every day. So every day I hear songs by Drizzly on the radio, Young Sal, Crack Twist and Samza, Empress P, Prodigy. Every time I hear the songs, every time I see them put up flyers for shows, that makes me really proud. Because I brought those guys out into the open, and they've been doing great ever since. I'm super proud of them.
Yay.
Yes.
Question 4.
Yes.
Who would you most like to sit next to on a 10-hour flight, and why?
10-hour flight?
Yes.
Wow. I would say David Senge.
David?
Yes.
Who is David?
He's a scientist.
Oh, okay.
He's the Chief Innovation Officer with the government of Sierra Leone.
Okay.
And besides being a scientist, he's also very passionate about national development and youth empowerment.
Okay.
He has a lot to teach. He's someone I've always wanted to learn from. So 10-hour flight, I think 10 hours is too small.
Maybe 3 days will do.
A week would be fine.
Okay, a week. Okay. Question 5. One body part you wouldn't mind losing.
Whoa, I have a lot of body parts I don't mind losing.
Seriously?
Yes.
Some people would die if they lose anything. So what's that body part you want to lose?
The human body is very unique. I hope you know there are redundancies in most organs, right? We have two, we have pairs in most organs. So, and I'm very big on organ donation. Okay. If I lived in the West, I would donate my organ just like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I would lose any organ that could be donated to someone to save someone's life. And we also have some useless organs in the body, like like the appendix, for example.
Yeah.
It's of no use, so I don't mind losing.
You don't mind losing that one, okay?
Yeah.
That's noted. Question 6. What is something you've done that you wish you could undo?
I can't think of anything I've done that I wish I could undo. I think life is a learning process.
Yeah.
I'm a human, and it's good to make mistakes on the way. We learn from them.
Okay. Question 7. What's the craziest thing that you've done for love?
Oh, wow. That's a hard one.
I know, right?
I think the craziest thing I've done for love was have a tattoo on my arm, from my wrist to my elbow.
Okay.
It's the name of my daughter.
Cool.
Yes. That's the craziest thing I've done.
So, some people consider a tattoo of your daughter to be a proud moment. So why is it crazy?
Yes, but as a white-collar professional, I've worked in domains where I've had to wear long sleeves all day, every day, just so my tattoo doesn't show. Not so much in the West, because it's an open society where I worked. But here in Sierra Leone, I worked in consulting for a while at KPMG. I had to wear long sleeves all the time.
Okay.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of it, though. You know, it reminds me of my role as a father to always be there for her.
I know.
And no regrets.
Okay.
No regrets.
Okay. Yeah. Question 8. Who is your favorite artist and why?
Shadow Boxer.
Ah.
Without a doubt. He's just a gentleman. Besides being probably the most talented musician I've ever met, he's witty, he's smart, and they also stand for certain causes. For example, he's now out and about in Sierra Leone feeding homeless people. He also works on disability rights promotion, and he's also working on raising awareness on the tramadol epidemic in Sierra Leone. So you see, he's a well-rounded individual. He's also humble.
Yes.
You know, you would imagine.
Very cool, yeah.
You would imagine someone with all that talent and
So
background
humble.
being so humble. So
I can imagine.
Shadow Boxer it is.
Yeah. Question 9. Who do you want to be more like?
Myself.
Yourself?
I want to be more like myself.
Okay.
It's easy to say I want to be Mr. X and Mr. Y.
Yeah, I thought you said David Sembie.
No, I mean, I want to. David Sembie is David Sembie. He has made a name for himself. I want to be the first Jasper Sembie. Yeah.
Question 10, finally. So, since you are a spoken word poet, do a short poem for us, just a short one.
I'd rather give you a rap verse I wrote some time ago.
Okay.
I hope it's about Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Yes, it goes. I'm from the Athens of West Africa. You can check our pedigree. Whatever your needs for diamonds, we have the remedy.
Wow.
3 towns, cotton tree, not just an effigy. Land of the slaves, set free. Check our history, the culture is incredible. The people are sucker free. Peace, love, unity, greatness in our destiny. Cassava leaves, potato leaves in our recipe. Spectacular vernacular, Creole Mendetimini. Landscape unique, Lion Mountains you need to see. Jasper, truth in the booth, this is liturgy. Natural scenery, wildlife and epitome. Slave sites in Bont Island, still a mystery.
Wow.
Listen me, you need to see the beaches, the natural harbor. I'm sure will leave you speechless. Come see an island, a place called Lunge, cereal called Funde, drums called Gumbe.
Wow.
Peaceful, no fiasco, no lupe. Omole is the food and liquor, so lupe. Look, hey, the media is feeding you lies. Pics of slums and kids infested with flies. The truth they disguise, bright lights they despise. Whether they like it or not, Sierra Leone will rise. Land of innovation, talent we bestow. David Siniko, David Sembie, Kelvin Doe. Anyway, let me stop there.
We're done.
Yes. Okay.
You should be a rapper.
I should not be a rapper. I should stick with my day job.
Okay, that's it for 10 on the spot questions. Let's go for a quick break, and I will be right back.
All my one sing, all my one rap. Would it shine like a diamond? You not pan lamp, city don't tell you. Self-made nigga, got a gift not to want an elf-made nigga. We ain't gotta talk much, wife niggas rap. You don't come original, man, what kind of shit is that? Now we begin them, end them. Creole, English, blend them. Green, white, blue, we go defend them. Self-made, we know they afraid, do not all them come. We say me they kick it, you know they score, sand them. Shadow boxer, let me say it twice. Shadow boxer. Get a kid nice to mean, it's a genius. I murder beats, you all misdemeanors. Hop off, look at me, she like, go baby. Alright, I'm done, go Shane.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you had fun from the 10 on the spot questions. Still with me is the mastermind himself, Jasper.
Yes, yes, yes.
As an entertainment entrepreneur, name 3 young movie, music, or comedy acts you could put your money on, you know, and why?
Well, firstly, I would say Shadow Boxer. He's someone I believe in. He has a very promising career and future, so I'll put any amount of money I have on him. Secondly, there is this playwright and poet, Eku Williams. He studies law at FBC. He's super sharp. I'll put my money on him. Okay. And thirdly, I would say Adeola Keru. She's a spoken word artist, an actress, and a writer. Okay. She's also super sharp. So those are my 3 picks of people I'll put my money on.
So before you go, I heard you got something special for your fans. But before that, tell us, how does it feel to be on the spotlight? Oh man, it feels awesome. I feel really good to be here right now. It's a well-organized production, and I've enjoyed your past episodes. I've been following your work on Facebook and on YouTube. You guys are really good. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. And the gifts?
Okay, I'm presenting a voucher for dinner or lunch for 2 at 2 Guys restaurant. So whoever wins that can take their better half to 2 Guys and have lunch or dinner.
Okay guys, if you want to win a lunch or dinner for 2 at 2 Guys restaurants, you can follow us on social media, and that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at iPro Multimedia. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at iPro TV using the hashtag The Spotlight Show to find out more how to win that lovely dinner. So thank you so much, Jasper, for joining us at The Spotlight. It has been fun and wonderful.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
So it's a wrap, guys. It has been wonderful. Don't forget to join us next week. I have been your lovely host, Becky. Until next time, do have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.
Are you ready now? I beat it up, it's running. K-O-D. Man, 10 over 10 again.
Bash on the beat.
Okay, let's go. I do watch you like a movie. What you watch? See me, I do follow for you like you done do me. Hey, I'm not get Prada or Gucci. But I go do anything I'm ready for prove it.